Hey guys, welcome back. This is Bill. I am that expat prepper living in the Philippines. So I wanted a video today to kind of highlight some of the reasons why I'm a prepper and what I prepare for and why you too should be a prepper. So stick around for all of these points here. Now the main thing I want to tell you guys, if you've been following along, is I do prepare. And it's not just the large amount of long-term food that I store, but it's also solar and batteries and lights and medical equipment and tools and radios. I mean, I prepare for natural disasters primarily, okay? I also prepare for economic issues, right? So whether I lose income, I make sure I'm debt-free as possible, which is almost 100%. I'm really getting close. And then I prepare for any problems that may occur. That's why I have a large supply of LPG gas and the ability to cook food. I have DC power supplies, solar generators. I have DC fans like the one running behind me that just runs on batteries. It can be charged from the wall if you have power, or it can be charged from solar if you don't. Now, the natural disasters that we're seeing globally right now are just ridiculous. Right, the insane flooding we're seeing everywhere, the type of storms we're seeing that are crazy, the typhoons and the hurricanes, the fires, right? I mean, it seems like half the world is on fire right now. And it doesn't matter where you live, it seems that something can impact you at any given moment. Now, I'm not going to talk about wars or conflicts, which are also huge, right? So let's be honest, that's a huge thing. And the world's on edge because of the conflict globally, and there's conflict everywhere globally. But out here in the province of the Philippines, I'm pretty much sheltered from that, other than any economical hit or trades goods or trading in general, right? So I'm in a pretty good shape. I'm secure with water, I'm secure with food, medical supplies, and it wasn't easy, but if something was to happen, I believe I'm well prepared. Now, a lot of my friends are semi-prepared, right? They have some solar, they have, a month's supply of food, and, they have some things. But the reality is most people, and I'm going to say 90% or more, have nothing, especially out here in the province of the Philippines where it's day to day. And it gets really hard because I'm getting hit up pretty regular for help. People are hurting. They're beyond zero. They're just in a bad spot. And there's got to be a limit to what I can do in order to maintain the preps that I need for myself and my family. So prepping isn't just about taking care of you, it's about taking care of a community as well. But you have to do it in such a way that as people are communicating with me and asking about my preps and why I have so many, I try to reinforce the fact that a can of tuna a week, if they put aside, a whole box of Band-Aids instead of buying Band-Aids by one piece at a time. There's a lot of little things people with no or very limited funds can do to start prepping. And yet, no one does. It absolutely boggles my mind because it makes so much sense to prep. Even if it's just for an economical standard, right? The LPG gas I bought over a year and a half ago has doubled in price since. And it doesn't expire. So that gas, I doubled my money. What other investment can you double your money on? And we all know the price of food today. So just the investment I made on my food alone in the last year and a half, I probably made 15 to 20% on that if I was to buy the same exact food items today. So prepping in a practical sense for an economic reason such as food inflation really should be a no-brainer, okay? Now, I think I'm pretty well insulated from natural disasters where I'm at. I'm not on the coastline in the Philippines. I'm out in the farming community. Now, flooding is a potential, but I've raised my property up, so a whole lot of this province would have to flood pretty deep before I'm concerned about flooding, okay? Power can go out at any given time, right? Everyone takes it for granted for those that actually can afford power, because believe me, some people still live off of candles and charcoal out here. But power can go out at any time, and I need power, so I've been prepping pretty hard on that. So I'm pretty well insulated. Earthquakes could happen out here, the flooding can happen, and even the random volcanic activity can affect me to some degree where I'm at. Now, I'm pretty far away from the Taal volcano, which is the closest, but we did get ashfall here a couple years ago. So, you know, respiratory and breathing issues were a thing for a short period of time. What I don't understand, and maybe please comment down below, is how do you guys convince non-preppers to be prepared? How do you convince folks that you don't have to be rich, and believe me, I'm not, but to budget with just a little bit aside and have a plan and bring up your preps little by little. You know, obviously no one can go out and spend on a whole pantry in one shot, and I sure didn't, right? I took a lot of time and thought and effort into what I wanted to prep in my pantry. And the planning's free. It takes me nothing to make a plan and then budget and then slowly check boxes off. Now, I know a lot of preppers follow my channel, and I appreciate all of you guys. And I know you all prep in your own individual styles and for your own particular threat areas that you're concerned about. But tell me below, how do you convince family and friends to prep? And the ones that are not prepping, how do you say no when they come with their hand out, right? So it's a tricky situation. And you know, there's a fine line you have to walk here, because obviously if I was to open up my pantry, it would be gone in 2 days. And that's not my plan, okay? I've talked about this in a couple other videos before. So, you know, why I'm a prepper? My number one concern is natural disasters and economic issues, right? So those are the two main concerns I have. Obviously, the war and anything related to world and global conflict, I'm concerned about. But I have a level of comfort in my preps right now. And I did a video on where I rate myself. If you want to go check that out, it's down below in my video feeds. And please, if you have any comments, comment on that video. Let me know where you think I'm missing things. But I'm also trying to work with my community here and build up a way to share resources. Maybe, and this is an exact fact, I have a nurse friend who doesn't particularly have a lot of income. However, she has a lot of skill sets. And I've definitely talked to her and said, look, in a time of crisis, bring you and your kids and your husband here if you need to, and then, you know, we'll trade some of your skills for some of my material items. You know, that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. And, you know, and I got a lot of people here that they're already in the plans. They will come here if there's a big enough crisis that we have to be at one central site location. And I've already had a list of what skill set each individual that I've invited to come here has. So even if you're a prepper at heart, but you don't have the budget, take a hard look at your skills and what you can do. You might be surprised that you have a value in what you can do with your skill set, and that you can reach out to local prepper groups as you slowly start your own material preps, such as food, medicine, etc. And maybe you can offer up a skill set for trade. Okay, skills are going to be mighty important in a crisis. Anyways, I'm just looking for comments and feedbacks down below. It's not anxiety, it's just bewilderment that so many people know that the world is in a really bad place for a lot of different reasons, yet they don't prep. They're just, they're not looking up, and I've used that in a video before too. So comment down below if you have any way to slowly convince good friends and family members that, you know, they need to take care of themselves, or they need to not necessarily rely on me always in a crisis, because there's got to be a point where I say, here's the maximum I can give away, and the rest is for my own self-protection. Guys, like always, you know, I'm just giving you a video out here, but I'm looking for the community's comments and feedback. So drop them down below. Let me know your feelings on how to limit the amount you share out to people that aren't bothering to prep, and whether that gives you heartburn or not, which it definitely gives me heartburn when I have to give food to someone that should have been able to prep their own food. All right, guys, that's my quick rambling for this afternoon. Like always, everyone, please be safe. Hit that like button if you like this kind of content. Thank you.